Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's game between the Mankato West Scarlets and the Mankato East Cougars. I am Lucas Dorton, joined by Chris Fitton in this game today. Well, early on, what are some keys for this game, you think, for both sides?
Well, I think, looking at both teams here, it looks like Mankato West, the team seems to come out quickly, usually scores a lot of their goals in the first period, and it looks like East is more heavy in the third period. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out if Mankato West gets off to a quick start. I think the West team is definitely going to be trying to play a physical game, get the pucks deep, work on the D, and East definitely is going to be coming out using their speed and their offensive skills that they have.
How important do you think is it going to be to get out to a nice start? Obviously, you want that in every game, but really the momentum can start from right away. So how important will that be for both sides?
Yeah, that's definitely an important factor, especially when you're going with the in-town rival game. Yeah. You want to come out, have a fast start, and I think whoever gets that first goal is going to get a big jump in the game right away. We'll see how that plays out too. Sometimes that wakes up the other team too, so you never know.
Right. So we'll send it down to the ice for the player introductions for this one.
Starting at forward, junior number 6, Steven Schwartz.
Also at forward center, junior number 11, Brody Lucas. At defense for the Scarlets, junior number 15, Nate Loft. At defense for the Scarlets, sophomore number 17, Wyant Folds. Right wing for the Scarlets, a senior number 18, Jaden Hatkin. And goaltender for the Scarlets, a senior number 1, Garrett Winninger. Now let's meet the starters for your Mankato East Cougars. At forward for the Cougars, a junior number 6, Matthew Salzy. At forward, a sophomore number 9, Hayden Guillemette. At forward for the Cougars, a senior number 10, Adam Meagard. Defense for the Cougars, a senior number 12, Jackson Keller. And at the other defense for the Cougars, a senior number 20, Parker Steindl. And starting in the net this night for the Cougars, a junior number 29, J.D. Craig. The honorary flag bearers this evening, Brogan Fries and Beckett Bone for the Cougars. Ladies and gentlemen, the anthem was played in our earlier game, so we will not be playing the anthem for this one. The coaches for the Scarlets, head coach is Curtis Dole. He's assisted by Jason Anderson, Nate Olson, Zach Blazing, Luke Shermock, and Andrew Frentz. Student managers are Bean Mays, Emma Dole, and Kayla Peterson. Head coach for the Cougars, Adam Fries. He's assisted by Jack Dirks, Jalen Long, Zach Dewberry, and Jeff Humble. Student managers for the Cougars, Jackson Faust, Allie Nyers, and Morgan Dauk.
Looks like we're ready to go here. Opening face-off. Guillemette, Salsley, and Adam Meagard for the Scarlets up front with Keller and Steindl back on D. We got Hatkin and let's see. Oh, okay.
A nice save there early on by J.D. Craig. Nice shot there. He's going to be a huge factor in this game as he's had a fair share of the starts here for this team. It's been pretty split between him and Riley Madsen, Kalen Bruschi. They've all gotten their fair share of opportunities. J.D. Craig, though, 294 goals against and a 901 save percentage. Pretty solid numbers.
Absolutely. And I was looking at to see what number I could not see, and it was looking at Brody Lucas, and it was in the middle there with Schwartz on the wing and Hatkin on the wing. West gets it dumped back down deep. Looks like Borker comes around the net looking for a breakout to neutral ice. Hard hit. Puck's dumped in back deep again. Scarlet's in on the forecheck. Looks like some early physical play here early on, and it looks like West is going to try and establish that very physical play right away.
And that's a huge way to get the fans involved too. Obviously the fans are another aspect of this game that sometimes people forget about. So a couple huge hits in there. You know, there's a lot of open seats, but there's a lot of fans that come out. That makes this place really electric.
Absolutely. Looks like East is establishing a forecheck here. Sulsley chases the puck. Schultz turn it over back to the neutral zone with East. Off the wall to Schultz. Schultz to the neutral zone. Got Nolan Michaels down the sideboards. Nice block by the defenseman from West. Here comes the rush. Pretty fast pace so far. A little bit up and down right now. We got puck through the neutral zone. I got to get my numbers squared away here. I know these kids, but I just don't know the numbers. I haven't been to as many games this year as I would like to, but I've seen most of these guys play, and I just don't quite know the numbers yet.
Yeah, that's understand. No, you know the players know what they can do. Sure, you'll be able to pick them out pretty quick.
Absolutely. There's Leighton Liffrig right down the side. He's got some good speed. He'll be a guy that we want to watch tonight for the Cougars. Puck's dumped in by East. Chased down. Hard hit in by the Cougars. Back to neutral again. Guillemette with the puck. And it looks like we have an offside call.
One fact of this game that I'm really interested in seeing is how well both of these defenses hold up for both sides. Obviously, a lot of times, you know, your goaltender is only as good as the defense that's in front of you. And so I'm interested to see what defense breaks down first, if either of them do, and see how these goaltenders do today.
I think both teams do have some strength on the back end. I know, you know, with Borker right here, and you got, I believe, Schreiber is playing a little bit of D right now as well. And he's been doing a very nice job as a young player for the Cougars this year so far, too. And there's Schreiber with the puck. Dumps it back into the corner. Borkert up the wall. Clears back in by West. Forecheck in. Back out to neutral with Sulsley. Sulsley dumps it in, chips it past the defender. Guillemette chases. Held in at the blue line by the Cougars. And we got Wyatt Foles with the puck. Chases down and a big hit into the corner. Puck to neutral. Another offside call.
Well, overall, both of these teams having solid seasons, all right. Mankato East sitting at 12-6-1 overall, 7-2-0 in the conference, and Mankato West 4-6-1, 7-9-2 overall. So West, if anything, this is a game that obviously you're playing your rival, but this is a game to get you back up in the standings too.
Absolutely, this will be a very good game for them to get a W out of, and maybe lift themselves up a couple of slots in the section standings as well. With a breakout with West, all the way down, looks like we may have an icing. Icing on West. It looks to be right now that the West Scarlets have established a little bit of physical play. They've had the betterment of the hitting aspect of the game so far, and I think that's probably one of their tactics. They're going to want to probably slow East down because they do have a lot of speed.
Yeah, that'll be important for sure. You know, anytime you're able to neutralize those opportunities, you know, we saw a lot of times, especially in the women's game early on too, a lot of those breakaways down the side of the boards were kind of picked up, smothered, and kind of takes away those shooting and passing lanes. So I'll be interested to see how that lasts.
Right. Off the glass by West, out to neutral, Hacken, over to Lucas. Lucas down the wall, controls the puck around, back to the point. Shot, blocked in front. Picked up by Folds, dumped back down again. And it looks like we have an icing. Not a lot of complete establishment in terms of possession, kind of a lot of up and down, some turnovers. Doesn't look to be many shots here. It looks like shots were 2-0 or 2-1, I guess, right now for East Scarlets, or East over the Scarlets, 2-1 here. We'll see if we can start establishing one of the others having a good forecheck here.
When you first start out, are you more trying to feel out the goaltender and just try and get those shots on goal to see what they're bringing you, or do you kind of stick to a game plan?
And there it is. Nolan Michaels to the back door. Great setup there by, I believe, I'm not sure who that set up to Nolan, but he was wide open on the back door, uncovered.
That's a great opportunity there on that one. That back door, like I mentioned, was wide open on that one. Nice feed across the crease on that one. As you look at the replay, I mean, you can't set up a play much better than that one right there.
Right.
And he was right place at the right time.
Yeah, that was a tic-tac-toe. Nice play.
The goaltender, that's got to be one of the toughest things to try and stop. I mean, you don't know if they're going to pass it across the crease or shoot it themselves. You just got to try and not necessarily guess, but more just kind of make an educated guess with it.
Yeah, that must have been Michaels from Schultz and Liffrig. Liffrig picks up the puck, chips it out to center. Schultz chases down. Comes around the slot, Schultz, Liffrig, back over to Nolan Michaels, and another goal. Goal Scarlets, 2-0 up early on a great shift by this line right here.
Well, early on here, Michaels now his second goal, not more than 2 minutes apart from each other. I don't know what you do as a defense to try and neutralize them. Right now, they're getting those odd man rushes along the side there. And again, another exact same goal as the first one, just on the other side of the net this time.
Doesn't get much easier than that, the tap-ins. That's what you want as a player, have that wide open net. But the speed of that line with Liffrig and Schultz really makes that happen. And Nolan Michaels gets to where he needs to be and puts the puck home.
Well, Lindsey Hayes got the hat trick in the first game. Let's see if the Mankato East side can get a hat trick of their own with Michaels.
Steindl around the net. Out to neutral, chips it in. Over to Meagard to Salsley. Salsley was shot wide. Guillemette chases down. And West chips it out. Steven Schwartz. Shot, nice save by J.D. Craig.
A little bit of pushing and shoving here as you see the fans getting into it. Oftentimes, you're going to see that all the time, right in front of the net. Even if the goalie gets bumped just a little bit, you're going to see some pushing and shoving going back and forth there. Protect their guy.
Yeah, anytime anyone gets close to the goaltender, they're going to definitely be protective of him. And that's pretty much a written rule that you have to do.
Yep.
Shot block out front. And away goes East on a rush. Kazenbach to the corner. West takes control through the neutral zone. 3-on-2. Nice play by Schreiber. Schreiber is going to lead the rush back the other way. Schreiber with Homich driving. Shot goes wide. If Schultz wraps it around. Back to neutral zone with Schreiber. Schreiber over to Schultz. Schultz to Homich. Dumps it in. West chases down. We got a rush here by the West Scarlets. Broken up by Keller. Keller the line. Big shot up and over the net. And Loaf to not sure who 14 is there. But West gets it in. And what do we have here as a call? Looks like an offside call here. Great start by the East Cougars here, though. That's exactly the start that they wanted. Obviously, the Scarlets didn't want that. So we'll see what happens here. See if they've got a little pushback here. try and get back.
It'll be interesting. I mean, this has been all East hockey so far in this one early on. I obviously got a ton of time left, a couple periods to work with here. But you don't want to keep getting, you don't want to get complacent because then you're down, 4 or 5 goals and it's almost impossible to come down.
Right.
So we'll have to see what they do.
Nice break up pass to Liffrig there in the neutral zone. Liffrig gathers the puck, gathers speed through the neutral zone. Knocked off the puck by West. Schultz gives chase. Cycles back down. Thrown to the front. Ooh, another good chance by Michaels. He's right in that blue paint area where you need to score goals. West chips it out. Can't get it out. East gives chase again. Liffrig back down in the corner. Nolan Michaels gives chase. Schultz gets in the corner right out front. And it looks like we're going to have our first penalty of the night. Looks like Schultz is going to go to the box for a trip. So this could be the opportunity for West to get back on the board.
That's what you need. Those power plays, a lot of times, are going to make or break your game. And we'll have to see how tough this Mankato East PK unit is out here. And looking at that, looked like the right call there as he just sweeps the leg on that one. But so he'll be spending 2 minutes in the penalty box for that.
The West Scarlet power play runs around 18%, I think I saw. So that's a pretty decent number. You want to be right around 20%. And East penalty kills around, I believe, 88%. So we'll see what happens here. Looks like a rush here for East. Kazenbach down the side. Fires it. Nice save by Garrett Weniger. Here we go with the West Scarlets entering the zone. Shot, saved by Craig. Definitely is a place right now where West needs to establish the power play, get a little momentum, even if they don't score. If they can get some zone time, get a few shots, just get that momentum back right now is what they need.
Well, that'll be huge. I mean, obviously, you want to score on the power play, but at the very least, if you're just able to get those opportunities and set up some plays to kind of see, okay, what you need to do in future power plays, if you do have them, that's huge. So just being able to chip away at any way you can, you'll take it.
Yeah. Then here comes a rush by Kazenbach. Taken off the puck by the Scarlets. Up comes Love. Over to Lucas. And a big hit by East, starting to establish a little bit of physical play themselves. Ice down the rink by East, and they give chase. Rubbed off the puck. Just missed the puck, the pass through the slot. Borkert controls. Ices the puck down off the wall. Mixer to neutral ice. Nice nifty little move.
He was going for that highlight play on that one. Another big hit here.
Lucas takes it right to the net, but a nice save by J.D. Craig.
Staying strong in the net there. That's all you can ask for when that little scrum out there in front of the net is.
West breaks the puck up. Full strength, 5-on-5, back to 5-on-5 hockey here. Ethan Fox was given chase there, but he's going for a change, and East comes down with a little bit of room. A lot of neutral play so far here. It's like Waltish down the line. Tries to center. Broken up by Steindl. Liftrig out wide to Schultz. He's got somebody coming down the side. Was Liftrig coming back down the far side again for the give and go. Steindl to neutral. Skates through, gets a shot. Just over the net. Might have got a piece of it by Garrett Weniger there. Keller over to Liftrig. Liftrig over the blue. Shot, blocker save. Hatkin to neutral. Coming down the side with a break. Schreiber breaks the play up. And out, the puck goes to neutral again.
This Cougar defense is an absolute brick wall in front of Craig right now. The couple shots that he has had to save have been fairly routine for the most part. This defense is doing a fantastic job.
Absolutely. They're keeping him to the outside here, but there's a break by Hatkin. Shot, hit the pipe. Hatkin off the pipe, controls in the corner, and turned it over to Schultz. Schultz and Salsley, 2-on-2. Schultz just misses the puck. Schwartz gives chase, dumps it down into the corner. Craig back to set it up. Keller with the puck. And back to neutral zone. Loaf dumps it back in. Scarlets give chase and chipped out through the neutral zone. Meagard down the wall. Little scrum behind the net. Gets thrown around the boards by West. Out to Steindl and a shot right on and saved by Garrett Weniger.
Nice save on that one. For a goaltender, for me at least, I would think that probably one of the most difficult is to see the one hitting off the post on that one. He's going to be thanking him later for that. It's got to be the screen shot. I mean, obviously, one could make a very good argument for those shots that get redirected, and for good reason, too. But when you're screened, that's so difficult.
Absolutely. That's one of the toughest things for goaltenders, and we as coaches that are coaching our forwards, we're always telling people, get to the front of the net, get to that blue paint area, make it hard for that goaltender to see. Keller gathers the puck to Steindl through the neutral zone, out wide. Puck dumped in by East. Swenson with the puck behind the net. Cycles it back to Loaf. And here we go. It looks like Brody Lucas on a break, and he's going to be taking probably a hold. Yep, looks like a holding call there on East. And it looks like West has got another chance here to bring it back right back onto the power play. And I think they've gathered a little bit of momentum from that first power play and then the pipe that they had that they missed. And Borkert now goes to the box, and he's one of their top defensemen, so it'll be a little bit nice for that West team not to have him out on the ice for the penalty kill.
That'll be ginormous, too. You know, sitting in the box for 2 minutes now. They were able to kill off the first one. Let's see maybe this time around if Mankato West isn't a little more aggressive when it comes to trying to get a goal score, maybe not trying to set up the play as much.
Yep. West around the corner, trying to set it up. Swenson cycles back to Waltish. Waltish gathers. Back to Swenson. Scrum in the corner again. West is trying to outnumber the puck, but Schreiber gains control and ices it down. Salsley giving chase on the penalty kill. Loaf through center to Hatkin. Back to Loaf, back to Hatkin, playing a little catch here. Back to Loaf, the cross. Shot and a goal! There it is, Jaden Hatkin. Going to the net. Hatkin finds the rebound off of Craig and has a wide open net. All he has to do is gather it from skate to stick and puts it into the back of the net, and we got ourselves a game again here.
We're going to have to look at that replay, too. I wonder if Craig didn't get stuck behind. It looks like he did there. Kind of got stuck behind a couple of players, wasn't able to get back. Well, nonetheless, a great opportunity, and right there, all you have to do is hit it on goal, and it's going to go in. But
yes, you have Waltish going to the net, causing some traffic. Gets JD a little bit out of position there by just a little nudge, but I think that's what Adam Freeze is going to be talking to the referees right now about, is the possible goaltender interference, which is kind of a crazy call right now because that's one of the big calls in the last game that they had against East and West, where West scored a goal, and the goaltender interference disallowed the goal up there, but it looks like this one's going to stand, and it should. I didn't see him by any means getting into the way of the goaltender, other than maybe he was nudged in by the defenseman, it looked like here a little bit. Right here, they both kind of went in, and if anything, I think the East player knocked his own goaltender out of the play here.
That's very, very difficult, too, on that end for Craig. Even if he is able to make a play on it, you're talking a diving play. Not to say that it still would have went in, but overall, that's going to be a very difficult play.
Right. So we got ourselves a game again here. It's a 2-1 game with West, with Schwartz firing the puck in. Lucas back up the wall. Turned over. And we have an offside call. Yeah, that was a definite questionable call in the first game against these two with I don't know how much time. I know there wasn't a lot of time left on the clock, and so I guess this is a little bit of justice for him anyway. Because I do believe you can't really see him on the replay. The defenseman with the east side there kind of bumped into JD, as well as Waltish going. So we have Sulsley down the line, and he takes a hard hit from Loaf.
Not before a couple dangles before that, too, to get around the defense.
Yeah. Sometimes that one extra dangle without a shot, that's the way it ends up. Puck back to neutral zone. We have Swenson. Controls. Throws it back into the corner. Puck dumped out by East again, and back in it goes with West. Steyert gives chase. Scrum with Schreiber in the corner. Schreiber comes out with it. And we have a rush by Waltish. Waltish takes a shot. Nice block by Borker. West starting to establish a little bit of a forecheck here with Steyert in there in the corner. And it looks like we might have Waltish and Guillemette going to the box. One each here, I believe.
See what the call is.
You can see they were.
Yeah.
Oh, and he gave him a little extra. But it looks like they're both going to probably go for a rough. And there's the hit on Sulsley.
Yeah,
nice little move to begin with, but
that was a nice move. It looked like, yeah, both sides are definitely some instigation going on both sides. So it's, you know, when you see that scrum there, you kind of want to send both of them there.
Yep,
send a message.
Continue some 5-on-5 hockey. They don't go to 4-on-4 like the NHL here, so we'll go 5-on-5. And it looks like Nolan Michaels' line will be up against Brody Lucas's line here. Swenson. And out of play it goes. So yeah, these last couple of games for the Scarlets, I think they've struggled a little bit. I know they didn't play so well against Faribault the other night, got a loss there, and I think Coach Dole and the crew have them up and ready to go this one. I know they weren't very happy about the way they had finished that game, so I would imagine that he has them up and running pretty good for an in-town rival game like tonight.
So,
and another big hit by Loaf.
You know, as a coach, do you prepare a little bit more, I guess, more extra for those rivalry games, or do you kind of stick with the same game plan for the most part?
Yeah, you try and stick with the same game plan. You play it like any other game. You know, you try to keep your emotions in check with your players. You don't want to get too high, you don't want to get too low. And it looks like we're having a first power play for the East Cougars tonight. We're going to have a trip on Steven Schwartz. So we will see the East Cougar power play here now, and it looks to be like they're right around 15% on their power play, I believe, and the West kill is right around 87, 88%. So we'll see how this plays out here, but it looks like we're going to be a little bit of special teams playing here. Got 1.9 seconds to go. I'm guessing they're going to probably try and get one on net maybe here. It looks like he's maybe trying to pull it back, but 1 second, you just want to try and do your best to either get it on net if you're the offensive team, or really just try and block the shot right off the draw, and that's the way it ended up. Just blocking that shot, and away we go with a 2-1 first period ending And it looks to be that the Cougars came out a little bit faster than the Scarlets, but the Scarlets did take a little bit that period towards the end of the half of the period. What were your thoughts?
No, I agree with you 100%. I think, both sides defensively, obviously those two pretty quick goals by Nolan, right at the beginning were unfortunate for the Scarlets, but I think overall the defensive side of play at the end of the period was very clean. Yeah,
absolutely. I think it was a pretty clean period overall for both teams in terms of just wanting to establish what they wanted to establish. I think the physical play with the Scarlets is what they wanted to do. I think they did pretty well at that, and I think the speed, obviously on those 2 goals and the great passing by East was what they wanted to do. So, it's a difference right now of a 1-goal game, and we'll just go from here and see where we come out with the second period. So we're going to start with the 5-on-4 power play here for East. We have about, what do we have left? I can't see the clock there. 1:50 left on the power play here for the East Cougars. We have Keller over the line. Dumps it around the corner. Picked up by Schultz. Schultz comes to the slot. Backdoor. Shot. Save. What a great save by Garrett Weninger going to the back door. And boy, oh boy, I'm telling you, they're finding the seams right there. And Mankato West is really going to have to shore up that penalty kill there and take away those passing lanes.
And as a goaltender too, looking at that replay on this one, as the post got knocked off of the hinges there on that one. As a goaltender, I mean, there's only so much you can do with that too. A lot of it is kind of having to be in the right place at the right time. I mean, that's the third almost goal now for this Mankato East team so far, and we're barely into the second period.
Absolutely, great job by Garrett there. Puck comes around, Steindl at the point. Scrum for it, ice down by the Scarlets. Nate Loaf throws it down the ice. J.D. Craig fires it back up the ice. Missed pass. And West dumps it all the way down. Steindl back, gathers the puck, waits for his breakout. Schultz picks it up, comes through neutral zone. Down the right side, fires a shot, and a great block by Nate Loaf.
That was a good block on that one. For me, one of the most important aspects that I love to watch, and it really shows how unselfish you are as a player too, to throw your body out there in front of the puck. You see a lot of times players kind of shy away from that. They don't put their body out there, but if it's going to come down to winning and losing a game, you really show the players that want to win are the ones that will literally put their body out there on the line.
Absolutely. As a coach, you always want that in a player, that they're willing to sacrifice their body, put their body in front of the puck, block shots, do whatever they have to do to get the job done, and that's exactly what Nate Loaf just did. Steyert into the corner, ties up, folds. In Meagard with Kazenbach trying to dig the puck loose. Great job here by Folds, killing the penalty here. Really nice job by Folds there. East does come out with it. Borkert to Liffrig, look in the back door, and puck just scooted away and cleared by West. Drew Steyert just gets tripped, and it looks like we're going to be seeing a Scarlet power play again.
Well, going back to that last shot that East had there, I'm not sure that the goaltender from Mankato West nor the player that was the closest to scoring that knew where the puck was at the time, because that puck was just sitting out there for anyone's taking it, and no one quite picked it up there.
Yes, it did. And Drew Steyert just hauled down there by Liffrig, and what we have 8 seconds left on the penalty to East, and we've got 2 minutes, so we'll have about a minute 52 power play here for the West Scarlets. See if they can tie this thing back up. Lucas in the corner to Swenson. Swenson gives way. We got a break here for Schultz down the left side, cuts in, and a great save. Great save by Garrett Weninger.
That was a phenomenal save on that breakaway opportunity there. Well, a lot of people think it's just as easy as just lifting the stick on that one, but obviously when you're on that breakaway opportunity, you're just going to do anything you can to get that shot on goal. It's just a phenomenal save.
Some very good saves here early by Garrett. West controls the puck. Back up top to Lucas. Around the slot. Shoots. Just over the net. Loaf gathers. Back down to the corner. Lucas. Steindl grabs the puck. Fires it around. Hatkin across to Swenson. Back door. And he missed the open net. Tried to go back around the other side and just missed it. Wow, we got to take a look at this. And, we've got some extracurricular activities going on. It looks like Schultz took a little shot at the tender. And Nate Loaf didn't like what he saw, came in and gave him a shot.
And he's pretty shaken up on that one. I'm not quite sure he was expecting that hit here. As we look at that here. Oh.
Gave him a pretty good one.
He's taking his time to get going here. Let's see what the ref decides to give him on that one.
I think Schultz is going to be just fine. He kind of crumpled like an accordion a little bit there, maybe to sell it a little bit more than anything, but doesn't matter. It was a penalty nonetheless, and it looks like we'll be back to 5-on-5 here. Actually, no, it'll be 4-on-4. No, 4-on-4. We'll see what we have here. But that's something that you don't necessarily want to take that penalty when you're on the power play, but you also don't want to let them get away with going ahead and smacking the goaltender like he did either.
It looks like they're going to give cross-checking is going to be the call on him for that one there. Well, it seems like anytime someone gets on a power play, not too long after that, there's a penalty on the other team, and we're back to where we started again.
Yep, 4-on-4 hockey here. There'll be a lot of ice here, so it should be fun to watch. Got Swenson through the neutral zone all the way across to Hatkin. Hatkin down the wall, fires it wide. Waltish wraps it back around. East gathers the puck. Through the neutral zone, Kazenbach controls. Now back Swenson. Through the neutral zone to Hatkin down the left side. Turnover. Here comes Nolan Michaels down the wall. To the middle with Kazenbach. Kazenbach drives the net. Great play by Wyatt Foles to keep him to the outside. Nolan Michaels fires a puck to the net. Kazenbach up the wall. Around. Throws it back into the corner. Swenson gathers. Pokes it up the wall, but a great play by Borkert. Borkert shoots. Saved by Weniger. Blake Waltish down the wall. Dumps it in, gets a change. Liftrig controls the puck through the neutral. Coming down the side. Protects the puck to the outside. Looks to get back on the power play here and set it up. We got Meagard. Back to Keller. Keller to Borkert. Across the slot. And Swenson gathered, but was taken away by Meagard. And ice down the ice by Wyatt Folds. J.D. Craig sets it up for Borkert. Borkert over to Keller. Keller across the red line. Stops. Regroups. Back over to Meagard along the wall. East sets it back up. Liftrig on the half wall. Over to Keller. Shot. Nice save and a great save. And a lot of stuff going on in front of the net. Looked like Garrett might have got one in the head as he was trying to cover as well.
Yeah, that was a real big scrum out there in front of the net. You saw the puck as we look at the replay here on this one. I was just sitting out there, body's just kind of flying to try and push that in there as best as they can. And as you can see, Folds there protecting his man, Weniger, who without a doubt took a few shots.
Great save, and it looked like Guillemette went diving in. You know, you teach your kids to do it. He went to the net hard, and he was driving in to try and get that puck in the net, but he was also going pretty hard at the tender, but nothing called. And it looks like we're back to full strength, 5-on-5 hockey. Schultz dumps it into the corner. Nolan Michaels gathers, back around. And it's Michaels back over to Schultz. And a shot to the net, cleared by West. Play along the wall. West gathers around, wraps it around the boards. Swenson throws it all the way down. We're going to have an icing.
Looking at this Mankato East goalie situation going on here, it seems like it's kind of been a goalie by committee here. What are some things that factor into that, I guess, in your decision of who you put in the back of the net?
A lot of times coaches will typically just go with the hot hand. If the guy gets going and he's playing well, they'll continue to ride him for as long as they can. And, if somebody's going, you got to go with the hot hand, I guess. And JD must be that guy right now. Steyert through to neutral. Waltish. And turnover, Borkert gathers. Over the red line. Gets it into the Cougar zone. Dumps it into the corner. Then Liffrig gathers. Nolan Michaels out to the front. Dumped out by West. Lundblom gathers. Waltish with the turnover. Schultz over the line. Protects the puck. Escapes. Hits his point. Borkert. Good D by West there, keeping him to the outside, blocking shots. Schreiber through center to Liffrig. Liffrig gathers. Over to Schultz, and we have an offside.
Well, overall, shots on goal 12-8 here. It just kind of shows the defensive battle that we've had. Both sides really haven't seen much offense. A little over half of the game left to go here. We'll have to see what strategies that both of the coaches here decide to change up or keep going. But on the defensive side of things, I don't think you can be much happier than both of these coaches.
Yeah, neither team has really gathered too much control of this game yet. It's kind of been up and down, and we got Brody Lucas on a short break. Spins out of the corner to the net. West dumps it back in. A lot of play on the wall here. Lucas gathers. Stick handles, throws it back into the corner. Schwartz gives chase, and Steinel comes up with it. Rink wide, over to Salsley. Meagard going to the net. Great save by Garen Weniger. Schultz gives the puck up to the D. Keller, who shoots just wide, or makes a save actually, to the corner now. Lucas gathers, dumps it in, and Hatkin gives chase. Borkert up the wall to Meagard, off the glass. Swenson gathers the puck, controls it around behind the net. Stops, gives it back to his partner. Right up through neutral zone to Brunmeyer. Brunmeyer down the wall. Escapes. Throws it into the corner. Shot on net. Saved by Craig. Shot right up high and a save by Craig. Seen a little bit more control here in the neutral or in the offensive zone by both teams, but still kind of a lot of up and down. Not really really establishing any control yet of this game.
Yeah, it's interesting to see if that kind of keeps up the rest of this game. Obviously you see a lot of times as the later the game goes, the stamina of certain teams sometimes go down, and so that wall, that defense kind of gets broken down, excuse me. So we'll have to see if that trend continues or not.
Yep. Brunmeyer over the line, shot just wide. West controls in the corner. Scrum along the wall. East chips it out to center. Back in. Now out to middle of the rink. In over the line. Homage, nice little move. Shot and a glove save by Garrett. Again, just kind of a little play down here. A couple of quick shots.
Yep.
Out to the neutrals it comes. Other end, get a shot and whistle, and a lot of stoppages of play. Nobody really getting a lot of flow here yet either.
And even on the goals that have been scored, really neither, I mean, they weren't really established. They weren't set up. No plays happened. They just were really quick. Those tic-tac-toe type plays that we like to talk about, exactly how the goals have been, but it's been neither side really has been able to establish much.
Yep. Waltish to center. Weiss down to the side. Dumps it in the corner. Nolan Michaels along the wall with Waltish. Waltish tries to dump it back down. Turnover there. Schultz, rink wide. Over to the lift rig. Centers to the middle. Nolan. Nolan Michaels working it with Loaf in the corner. Loaf comes out with the puck. Chips it out to center. Schultz off the wall to himself, off the wall again. Lift rig on a 2-on-1 break here with Michaels and Schultz. Back, and we've got a net off, I believe.
Mike, I was saying Michaels did a great job there, kind of screening him on that side if a pass were to come over there. Maybe bumped into the goaltender a little bit, knocked it off the post.
Kind of funny seeing a couple of Lucas and Schultz from opposite teams here talking to each other there. You always wonder what they're saying to each other when like
sure.
See them nodding the head here and there.
Sure, it's nothing but nice and encouraging words to
It's
each
gotta
other.
be, it's gotta be. Brunmeyer up to Schultz. Or rather, that was Folds, 17, not 7. Swenson dumps it back in. Schwartz gives chase. Steindl gathers off the wall to himself. To the wing, Meagard for a long pass down the wall. It looks like it's going to be an icing just out of the reach of Salsley.
That's unfortunate for Mankato East. That was a very good opportunity there. The pass just had a little bit too much sauce on it as he wasn't quite able to catch up to that one.
Yep, looked like Salsley was trying to fly the zone there and maybe try and sneak behind the defenseman to get a break. Never a bad idea. Face off back to Swenson. Swenson's shot blocked by Keller. Keller's leading the rush down. Comes over the blue. Nice defensive play by Swenson. Scrum in the corner. Salsley, Meagard. Swenson comes away with it, wraps it up, and out to center it comes. Salsley dumps the puck in. Folds gathers it. Off the glass and out. Wittenberg picks it up. Wittenberg gives chase. Salsley with a nice little move. Stays on his skates, shot, makes another move, and a save by Weniger. Guillemette in the corner with the puck. A lot of wall play there for a bit here. And now it's out to center with Borkert. Borkert gives it to his wing. Salsley. Salsley back, regroups with Schreiber. Back over to Salsley. He dumps it in for a change. Jacob Rundle in the corner. Brunmeyer along the wall. Gives it back to Swenson. Swenson over to Folds. West looking to break the puck out, looking for a break. Oh, just got a piece of it. And we're gonna have a whistle with a cover by J.D. Craig there.
Well, that's two potential breakaway opportunities that the pass just a little too much. I mean, that just goes to show you, and not even just hockey, in every sport, how close plays can become to either happening or not happening, and just a little too much on that one. He wasn't able to catch up to it.
And I think Ethan Fox even just got a piece of that. It just topped it over his stick just a bit, and he was almost in on a lone break here too. It looks like they're starting to open things up, both teams here a little bit, going for those long shot passes. Borkert gathers the puck, regroups, chased down by Weiss, but gets to center with Rundle. Rundle, cross ice dump. Loaf. Loaf to Waltish, nice little nifty move. Through, oh, and he blew a tire. Blew a tire right there, must have a bad edge. But nice little nifty move though to get around that defender in the neutral zone. starting to see a little bit more offensive chances here. I know we haven't got the chances, but they're at least trying to get some offense going here, I think, out of these long pass rushes. And we'll look to see if that continues here, if both teams are looking to open it up a little bit more.
And I think that's probably the game plan that you have to go with too. You know, the setting up the plays and such hasn't quite really been effective for either team. So I think kind of doing that run and gun type offense is what they might have to go to now.
And I would think that West does not want to get into a run and gun situation with East, because I think East has a little bit more offensive power than West does at this very moment. And I think they'll probably want to slow the pace down a little bit. Craig over to Steindl there, and Steindl turns it over at the blue. Hatkin with Schultz on him. Schultz gathers. Back over to his D. Keller. Keller comes up the wall. Fires a long pass and tipped in by Liffrig. Brunmeyer. Across to Fox. And the puck is wrapped around the boards for Michaels. Michaels tries to get it out. Play through the neutral zone. Liffrig. Some speed down the wall, but gathered by West. West comes through the neutral zone. Dumped it in. Shot on net. Cleared to the side. Keller picks it up. Borkert and Brunmeyer with Wittenberg trying to give chase on the puck there, but Borkert came out, dumped it to center. Borkert down the middle, drives wide, pulls up. Nice little nifty pass, but block shot of Guillemette. Little scrum there on the wall with Steyer, no call. Braden Weiss down the middle. Pass just misses Steyer. Steyer, Schultz over to Salsley. Salsley, big save again by Garrett.
That's huge.
Garrett has really looked sharp this second period, and they have not been able to solve how to get by him this second period.
A really, really solid job. It just shows when it comes to those one-on-ones how important your goaltender is. I mean, looking at the situation, very similar to the other breakaway opportunity that they had early on in this game too. Tried that little crossover move, didn't quite work there, and had a potential maybe to try and whip off a little wrist shot there for the top of the net, but wasn't quite able to get a handle on it.
Yep, Salsley made a nice nifty little move, went to his backhand, but couldn't quite get it up and over, and Garrett did a great job getting that glove up and out. Keller with the puck. Down to Meagard. Meagard gathers in the corner and wraps it around to Salsley. Salsley back to the point, Steindl. Nice move by Steindl over to Keller. Keller winds up, fires just wide. Salsley again back to Steindl. Steindl back in. And we're gonna have a hand pass. Come out of the zone, and looks to be like West is gonna make a change here. Starting to gather a little bit more control on both sides when we're getting some zone time by each one of them.
Looking at the fans here, looks like somebody put a $20 bill inside of the wall there. So I'll have to see what that's all about. Maybe they match them on the other side.
It's supposed to be a neon out, I guess, over there. They got a lot of neon for the West Scarlet fans over there. Swenson across the Loaf. And a little bit of a fan by Loaf. In Liffrig. Comes down the wall to Schultz. And a nice save by Garrett, but it looks like we're going to have a penalty on the Scarlets again. The goalie pulled JD to the bench, and control comes to West, and the whistle's blown. We're going to have a slash.
They had a pretty solid opportunity to maybe get a shot on the goal there, but the pass, he wasn't quite able to focus in on where it was here. As we look at it before there, had an opportunity, wasn't quite able to get it in though.
I believe it was Steven Schwartz who's going to be the one who's going to be in the box, and it is. Number 6, Steven Schwartz. And back on the power play we go for the Cougars from East. Been quite a bit of special teams play, and a lot of times that seems to be the difference in a lot of games. And it just seems to me that if East can gather another power play goal here, they're going to start getting control of this game if they can.
Well, the special teams play a lot of times is often overlooked. And for whatever reason, I don't know why, but it seriously comes down to winning and losing games for you. It's such a fundamental thing, but going to those fundamental things are going to win or lose your games.
Yep. Looks like they're setting up in a little bit of an overload here, or an umbrella rather, up to the top. We got Keller. Salsley sauces over to Keller. Down to Schultz. Through the middle. Back to Keller. Wraps it around to Salsley. Salsley up top to Steindl. Steindl over to Keller. Keller down to Schultz. Keller back over to Steindl. Shot just wide. Schultz looking for something in the slot. Backhands it over to Steindl. Into the front. Big save and a goal. Rebound, and shoots his own rebound into the back of the net. Schultz with the big goal here for the East Cougars. An initial save by Garrett was a great play to make that save, but he got his own rebound, and they didn't have enough out there to cover the second rebound.
Well, for all the kids watching, for those little fundamental things there, how important it is to follow your shot. You're going to get some of the best opportunities, the best chances on those when you follow up your shots. Or you saw it right there. I don't think it's necessarily the Mankato West team being lazy by any means, but I think it's just knowing where the puck's going to go, and he was in the right place at the right time and was able to put it in pretty much uncontested for the most part.
Yep, you always look 2 on the power play, gather 2-on-1 situations, and that ended up being a 2-on-1 situation with Schultz and whoever the other forward was East that was in front of the net. And they buried it. And we're going to have an icing with the Cougars. A lot of talking again going out here between Nate Loaf and Matthew Salsley. I'd like to have a microphone out there to see what they're saying again. Most of these guys are really good friends, and I'm sure sometimes they get a little heated, but off the ice they're friends, but on the ice they're enemies, I guess.
That's always how it goes in those rivalries with most sports.
Right. Play goes into the corner. Lucas out front. And the second period ends with a goal scored towards the end of the period. And those are always backbreakers at the end of a period when you can get one late like that. And hopefully the Scarlets can look to bounce back. And hopefully the East Cougars can look to continue to take a little bit more momentum off of that late goal.
Well, I mean, it's a huge opportunity there, obviously, going into the third period now. If you're J.D. Craig, you've got the ginormous weight lifted off of your back there. And not to say that you can sit back and relax by any means, but you don't have to try and press as much out there on the ice.
Just a couple of quick plays here that they're showing. A lot of good opportunities here in the second half of that period. But yeah, I think it was a great overall period by both teams, and a lot of physical play, a lot of offensive chances that second half of the period, and we'll see what comes of the third here. Welcome back to Verizon Wireless Center for our matinee game with the East Cougars versus the West Scarlets. 2 periods are in the books. We got a score, East 3, West 1, and shots on goal for tonight after 2 periods. East has 19. West with 13. What are your thoughts on the 2 periods that we've seen so far?
I think overall it was unfortunate that Mankato West, from their side, that they gave up that goal so late in the second period. I mean, you're talking about a world of difference. You go into the third period down 2-1 versus now down 3-1. There's a lot of time. Obviously, 17 minutes left here for this period. But, I mean, I don't know. It's just tough. You don't want to try and press right away, but you also know that you got to get a goal quick here to try and rebound.
Yes, and I think West is going to definitely have to give some pushback here right away early. They're going to have to try and get one early, And definitely they're going to have to stay out of the box. You know, although East power play hasn't been running at a real high percentage this year so far, they've got guys that can score, and they're always going to be dangerous. So they got to stay out of the box, get one early, and see what happens from there. And I think East just needs to continue to put on the pressure and use their speed and get in the offensive zone and work the defensemen here.
Got to keep your foot on the gas pedal. You don't want to become complacent at all.
Exactly. Lucas gathers the puck at center. Tries to get through the defender. Picked up by Liffrig. Liffrig to Schultz. Through to Michaels. Liffrig down the wall. Centers. Just goes wide. Lucas on the wall. Loose puck gathered by Lucas, and it looks to be a penalty coming on East. East touches the puck, and we got a high stick on, I believe, number 5, Nolan Michaels here.
Well, that's huge for West here. Start this period on a power play. Try and get something going right away. We talk about as early as this is, you got to get something going. Right now, this is going to be their best opportunity to get right back in this game.
Yep. Boy, I guess he did get his stick up there a little bit. It was a real quick one, but I don't think real intentional by any means. But nonetheless, the call is made, and here we go on the power play. Waltish. Puck goes into the corner, up along the wall. And away we go with Schultz on a rush. Comes in, shoots wide. Wraps around out to neutral. Schreiber over to Borkert, back to Schreiber. Through the middle of the Liffrig. Iced all the way down. Folds comes and gathers it for the breakout. Out rink wide, over to Swenson, over to Folds. Dumped into the corner. Swenson. Loafed up the wall, keeps it in, nope, just out to center. Gathers it, back in, regroups. As Swenson gets the puck here, down the center ice. Borkert gathers it and fires it all the way down. Loaf comes back to retrieve. Swenson and Folds. Swing to the corners. And this is going to be an icing. Not a real good start here for the Scarlets on the power play. Haven't been able to gather much control. And that's not a good way to start.
It's not. I mean, if anything, the Cougars look like they were on the power play so far for this first minute and some change here of this power play. They've gotten a couple shots on the goal here. So West has got to figure it out here to try and get some kind of offense going.
And shot deflected out by Garrett Weniger. Yeah, the thing you always tell players is when you get that puck, if you don't have anything in the neutral zone, dump it in. And then you're on the power play, you got to outnumber the puck. You have more than they do. You got to get more onto the puck and get it, gather it up, and get it up to the top and work it from your top guys. And that's not really what's happening right now. Want to look to get the puck going from high to low, low to high, and see if you can get that box moving around and get some good opportunities. And Steindl fires it all the way down the ice. Mixner picks it up. Dumped in the corner by, and a shot and a goal. Kazenbach out to Guillemette. Or no, Salsley it was in the front door, or right on the back door. Puts it home for the East Cougars, and we have a 4-1 game.
Well, that's a huge, if the momentum wasn't on your side there, I think it 100% is right now. That's a ginormous goal late in the game. Those late goals are the ones that really make you or break you as a team. And that's a huge clutch goal. It doesn't ice this game. You have 14 and a half minutes left, but it sure makes things that much more difficult on the Mankato West side of things.
Makes it even that much harder as a shorthanded goal by East. Just makes that mountain that much higher to climb. Schultz working it. And we're going to have a check from behind here on Wyatt Folds. And I think Schultz might be selling it again here. Maybe have to get the Hollywood Actor Award here. I think a couple times. They're definitely penalties, but he's definitely selling it too.
Anything you got to do to get those calls.
Yep. He did give him a nice little shove there. It was a lot worse looking on the replay than I thought.
So I was going to say, just going, you're down 3 goals now, a little over 14 minutes left. At what point here during this third period do you just kind of, I don't say necessarily abandon the game plan, but you just have to get shots on goal, whatever way you can get that? How late into this period do you do that?
They have to do it right now, right away. They got to maybe even every once in a while take a chance on a rush off of a turnover here on the penalty kill even. They've got to get back in this game somehow, some way, and they've got to start taking some chances. Probably pinching the D when they're 5-on-5, trying to keep it in the zone and trying to get that puck, as you just stated, to the net as much as they possibly can.
How early are you going to pull the goaltender, you think, in this situation?
I would say probably 2.5, maybe 3 minutes. You usually go 1 goal per minute. That's typical what at least the NHL guys do.
Right.
We got Borkert down in the corner. Tries to get control with Meagard. Fighting with Swenson. And Loft. Meagard comes away with it, but falls, and Swenson gets control. Steyert fires it down, and away he goes for a change with Weiss. Schreiber picks it up. Comes up the ice. Rink wide over to Liffrig. We got Hacken with a turnover. Down the sidewall, fires a shot. J.D. Craig, save. A little bit of a struggle for the East power play so far, too. They haven't had much going here, just like the West power play did. And maybe this is, again, something that West can take and get some momentum and some motivation off a nice kill. But, yeah, you're right. They definitely just have to kind of abandon that physical play and go out and play a lot more offensive type of a game and get that puck to the net.
In a way, I feel it does kind of simplify things because you don't have to worry about trying to set something up. You just know, puck has to get on the net. But also, it's good to have that structure, too, to know, well, what actually should we do in this situation? Nice dangle on that one.
Yes, nice play by Schultz. Schultz gets it back up to Keller. Keller to the middle. Over to Steindl. Rink wide, back over to Schultz. Schultz gathers. Slides to the middle. Down to Salsley. One-timer and a shot and a goal by Keller. Steindl over to Keller. One-time shot and back of the net it goes.
Well, that was a perfectly timed opportunity there. Keller now makes it a 5-1 Mankato East lead here. And let's look at this replay on here as it loads up. And as the goaltender is tough play on that one. I'm sure there were some bodies in front of him that made his side of view that much more difficult.
East did a really nice job of working that puck around, getting it down low, stretching that box out, moving them around. Next thing you know, they go low back up to high and across the ice for a one-time shot. Gets into the back of the net, and right now it looks like Curtis Dole is going to be taking a timeout because he feels this one may be slipping away a little bit, and he's going to try and settle his team down and hopefully get them back on track because right now it's starting to become a little bit of a runaway with a 5-1 game with 12:29 left to play in the third period.
And looking at the shots on goal, 22-14, that isn't such a big difference if you're just looking at the stats, but the biggest difference is that the quality of shots that they've been able to get off. The high percentage looks that Mankato East has been able to accumulate in this game is the reason why they're winning 5-1 right now. West, they've had shots on goal, but they just haven't been those high-quality shots. And quite frankly, has made things pretty simple for J.D. Craig there in the back of the net.
Yeah, it has been pretty simple night for him tonight. And you're right, the chances, quality chances that East has been getting compared to West is definitely outnumbering by probably 2-1 at least, if not more. And I just was watching a little bit of Adam Freeze over on the bench there, and he was pointing to his head saying, be smart here, don't take any stupid penalties, let's just continue to do what we're doing, probably get pucks in deep, make them go the 200 feet to go and put the puck in the back of the net, and we'll be just fine.
Well, both of these fans, for the most part, even with Mankato West now down 5-1, they haven't really lost their intensity at all either. That's going to be huge. Another aspect for Mankato West to get back in this game.
Right. Steindl gathers it in, dumps it in on Weniger. Swenson tries to chip it out. Gets it up out to Hatkin. East dumps it back in. Loft all the way down to Hatkin. Just missed the tip, and we're going to have an icing. We have 11:56 to go here. 5-1 East Cougars over the West Scarlets. Shots on goal, 22-14, as we just stated. And it looks to be that East has really kind of gathered this game up over the last probably, I guess, 6 minutes of this period and the last couple of minutes where they got that late one.
I mean, you talk about the first two periods offensively. I mean, how close the game was. I mean, both sides, and maybe just the lack of offense, maybe the better word. They really weren't able to get the best looks out there. And that goal right at the end of the second period just shows the floodgates now have been opened after that.
Yep. And West is really going to have to bear down here and get some pucks to the net. They're going to have to really play an offensive style in the offensive zone with the defensive players pinching, making sure to try and get some turnovers in the offensive zone. But they got to get it down there first to get this going.
Yep.
And then comes Waltish on a break. Shot, save, glove save, easy save by J.D. Craig again.
Well, this defense that's been sitting in front of Craig has been absolutely unbelievable so far. I mean, you talk about the lack of looks that Craig has really had to have in this game, and it's, again, I mean, we talked about that really at the beginning of the first period. The defense that's in front of you is going to really shape how you are as a goaltender, and his defense has, from the initial puck drop till right now, has been absolutely amazing.
Liftfrig down the side with a rush, shot right off of the head of Garrett Weniger. Puck comes out to Steindl. Steindl's shot just wide. Mixner up the wall. And we have Liftfrig controls. Just centers the puck just through the slot. Schultz comes around the top of the circle. Shot and a goal! Traffic in front. Schultz gathers the puck on the half wall, comes right around, untouched around the tops of the circles. Lets a nice little quick wrist shot go. And in the back of the net it is.
If I'm not mistaken, that's Schultz's second goal of the game here. I believe. Obviously, I don't have the stats in front of me, but just a nice opportunity there. Nothing much to it, really. Sometimes you just have to shoot the puck on the net and good things are going to happen, and I think that's exactly what happened there. It wasn't too much behind it.
Right now, West has given East way too much time and space, and they're able to do it with whatever they want with the puck in the offensive zone. There's just not much going on in terms of taking time and space away from the Cougars. Puck is dumped in by East. Kazenbach gives chase. Scrum in the corner with Brunmeyer. And we have a cover. Cover by Garrett. He probably is wanting to take as many whistles as he can right now to slow this game down a bit.
That's really what you got to do right now. I'm sure he would like to have a different performance from himself too. Unfortunately for him, in front of him, the defense has kind of been getting picked apart by this Mankato East offense, and it just shows how much of an impact that has down on your goaltender too. Yeah,
I didn't hear if the announcement on the goal, but it looked like Nolan Michaels maybe got a piece of that shot from Schultz there. I did not hear if it was a goal by Nolan, and if it went off him for sure or not, but definitely by that replay, it looked like it might have been. Puck off the glass, and Swenson gathers at neutral. Over to his partner. Fox gets a piece of it, gives chase on Borkert. Borkert, nifty little move off the net to himself. Swenson gets it to Schwartz. Has Fox busting down the line. Out front by Lucas and covered by J.D. Craig. Yes, they're getting people in front of the net too, taking away Garrett's eyes a little bit there too, and just able to kind of do what they want right now with the puck in the offensive zone, and West just does not have much of an answer for it right now.
Yeah, that's so true. I think also if you're West, you may have to try and think about, I mean, I'm not necessarily flopping to get some calls, but you got to get something going your way. And if it means trying to draw a couple penalties by doing some acting, then I think you got to do that. I mean, you're down 6-1. Something's got to change here.
Yep. Lucas comes away with it. With Hacken and Schwartz. Shot just over the net. Some physical play going on here. I'm sure there's a little bit of frustration right now with the West Scarlets and a 6-1 game with 8:30 to go. Steindl to Salsley. Salsley over the line. Folds and Salsley. Battle for the puck, and Hatkin comes away with it. Possible 2-on-1. Nope. Back out to center it goes. Now it's dumped in by West. Schreiber through the neutral zone. Back with Schreiber again in the neutral zone. Gives it to Kazenbach, who turns it over. Steyert to Waltish. Waltish down the right side. Blocked by Schreiber. Puck goes into the corner. Steyert. Waltish and Steyert battle with Schreiber and Steindl. Steindl comes out with it. Looks to go up the middle. Daniel Biquette getting a little playing time. Dumps it in. Loft comes around, gathers the puck. Turned over by Kazenbach. Or by Loaf to Kazenbach, rather. Biquette gets it, shot. Have a high stick. That's going to be called, and it's going to come all the way down to the east zone here. We are in the third period. 7:08 left to go. We have East 6, Mankato West 1, and it's become somewhat of a runaway right now.
That's unfortunate too. I mean, this game early on looked like to have the makings of a pretty nice game here, much like the first game was with the girls playing a 5-4 game there. But it's 6-1. I mean, not a whole lot to talk about really. It's been a very one-sided game for sure.
Yep. Brunmeyer centers. Right to east it goes. Schultz down the right side, pulls up, shoots it over the net. Nolan Michaels wraps it around. Schultz back to Liffrig. Just misplayed by Liffrig. Brunmeyer gathers it up down the right side. Tries to drive wide. Tries to get by Borkert, but Borkert takes the puck. Puck gathered in by Brunmeyer. Back up top. Along the wall. Back out to center. And we have a hand pass. Again, 6:25 to go. East 6, Mankato West 1. And we're going to have a hand pass with the face-off down in the Mankato West zone.
Well, we'll have to see what Mankato West coach decides to change up in practice tomorrow here. I'm sure probably he's not going to be very pleased with his players, but we'll have to see, kind of go in there and address and see what happens there, change things up.
Yep, maybe change a few lines and
shuffle things around.
Yep, got to do something. A couple of different lines coming out, playing now with both East and West. West gathers it along the wall. Dumped in. Out of play the puck goes. So we've got 5:55 left in the third. And we're going to have probably quite a few different players in the lineup here for the last 5 to 6 minutes with a 5-goal differential here.
It's good to get that experience for those players and maybe might not be able to get those opportunities very often.
Right. Homage gives it over to Rundle. Rundle puts it to the net and gives chase on Swenson. Swenson takes the puck up off the boards. Olenius, back to Swenson. Swenson goes rink wide. West gathers, dumps it in. Olenius gives chase on Steindl. Steindl up the wall to Homich. Out rink wide. Turns the puck over. West dumps it back in. Schultz. Battling with Steindl in the corner. Olenius. Back up to Mixner. Mixner down the wall. Steindl gathers it up the wall. Gets it to Homich. Homich comes across. Gives it over to Meagard. Oh, and a nice nifty little play there, but Homich just missed it. Swenson up the wall to Hatkin. Can't get it out. Puck held in by Meagard. Dumps it around. Hatkin gathers again to Swenson. Swenson off the wall, back to Hatkin. Hatkin over the line. Gets it in. Swenson right down the slot. Gets the puck poked away. Mixner gets it. Shot to the net. Saved by Craig. Craig out front just pokes the puck away. Back to the D. Over to Swenson. Swenson to the back door. Hatkin fires. Saved by Craig. Schreiber gathers it. Chips it out to center. Daniel Biquette lays it out for Sulsley. Sulsley shot. Saved by Garrett Weniger. Nice little play there by Daniel Biquette.
Nice glove save on that one too by Weniger. Sometimes it's the little things. You know, you're down 6-1 in this game. Obviously, you've been struggling in the net. A lot of times you just have to look at these, these basic plays, and they can be pretty big confidence boosters out there. If you've been struggling, make those plays like that. And It's not basic by any means. That's a very difficult shot to try and stop, but it's a big confidence builder.
Yeah, Matthew Sulsley shoots the puck very well, and Garrett did a good job tracking that. Yeah, you just got to take those little things and hopefully get better with every minute left here in the game and take it into the next game that they have here. Waltish. And East comes away with the puck. Borkert down the wall. Cut off by the defense of West. Steyert and Borkert going at it a little bit here. Backdoor Liffrig. Gathers it, fires it over the net. Kazenbach. Up to the point. Borkert. Through. Waltish picks it up at center. Comes in one-on-one on Steindl. Great defensive play by Steindl. Wolf gets the puck blocked. And in comes East. Lundberg knocks off the puck. Pinbauer off the puck up to Steyert. Steyert. And we have a little extracurricular after the play.
Well, those things tend to happen. The fact that it's a rivalry game, also the fact that you're losing 6-1, sometimes those emotions get the best of you. I know the fans want to see something happen here.
Yeah, Waltish and Liffrig kind of getting after it there in the corner. And Lundberg, I guess, was involved in it a little bit. And they're both going to go away with 2 roughing calls. So with 2:41 to go, 6-1. 5-on-5 hockey here for the next 2:40. Ethan Fox, Brunmeyer along the wall. Fox gathers it. Fans on the dump. Nolan Michaels gets dumped. Loaf gathers it over the blue.
14-19 in the third period. Coincidental roughing penalties have been called.
And away to the center. Loaf over to Brunmeyer. Nice play defensively, poked out by East. And we have an icing with 2:05 to go.
Well, it seems like the later on this game's been going, the more icings there's been here. Another look at that replay there, some of the chirping going back and forth. Kind of been watching them too in the penalty box. A little bit of chirping going back and forth there as well too. So By the time they get out, this game's going to be pretty much over, but we'll have to see if anything happens.
I'm sure a lot of frustration on the West part right now with the game getting a little bit out of hand here with the 6-1 lead. There are just some frustrations and emotions that are flying. And we're going to have another icing here by East. The rink-wide pass to Pinbouter just missed, and away it went down the ice, and we have another icing call with 1:54 to go. Pretty good crowd here on hand tonight. Good student sections for sure. Just an overall fun night, good atmosphere for a hockey game here downtown Mankato.
No, it's always fun to get the fans to come out here. I mean, a lot of times they're a big factor in the game for you too. You see how much they can impact a game, and both of these fan bases have been up and cheering the whole time.
Yep. And the shot just goes wide. Schreiber gathers it up to Pinbouter. Pinbouter to center. Mixer grabs it. Dumps it in. Olenius gives chase. Borkert off the net to himself again. Right up and just misses Pinbouter down the wall, and we're going to have another icing.
Minute 19 left here in the third period. See if anything exciting will happen here in these final closing minute and a half or so.
Yep, looks like we have Fisher and Olenius, Lundberg, Warnke. We're going to have a break here. Meagard down the wall, looking to go backdoor to Steindl and just misses. West gathers it. Olenius to center, dumps it in, looking for a change. Keller back over to Steindl. Meagard gathers, bumps it out to center. Brody Lucas puts on the brakes, gives it back over to Lundberg. Over to Warnke, right up the middle of the Lucas. Gathers speed. But a turnover. Into Baquette it went. Baquette gives chase. Nate Loaf gathers the puck, sends it out wide. We've got about 20 seconds to go here in the game. Baquette dumps it down deep. East chases. But West comes away with puck to center. Fisher with the puck. I'm sorry, that was Schwartz rather. We got Schwartz hacking out for the last shift here. And away the Cougars go over to the fan section over there with the students. Happy about the 6-1 game. We have 6-1 East Cougars over the West Scarlets. Not really a game after about halfway through. Well, actually, probably it was a game actually up until a little bit left in the second period when East got that late goal, and everything pretty much turned from there.
I mean, it really was a tale of two periods, if anything. Maybe even three, we could say. I mean, the first and second periods was very, very good, well-played hockey on both sides of things. And then, like you mentioned, that goal at the end of the second, I think, was a momentum booster, and that's all that Mankato East needed to really jump out and open those floodgates and get some more goals here. And then the third period just really got out of hand for Mankato West.
Yep, and we'll see what happens here. There's about 3 or 4 games, I believe, left for each team. This will probably be a nice little boost for East going into their next stretch of games here before the section playoffs. And it's always nice when you can come away with a big win against your rival. And I'm sure that's going to be a momentum booster for them. And for the West Scarlets, they're going to have to regroup and you know, come back to work tomorrow at practice and work as hard as they can, get back into the swing of things, and maybe change a few lines up. And you know, they're just going to have to get better, I guess, over the next little time that they have left of the season here before section starts, because tonight was definitely not one of their better games.
It definitely wasn't, but you know, the best teams are the ones that are able to rebound from a loss like this, put it behind them, and change some things up, and then get out there ready to play for the next game.
Well, all right. Well, looks like the teams are going to be leaving here shortly. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. And again, a 6-1 victory for the East Cougars versus the Mankato West Scarlets. Good night, everybody. Have a good night.